Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Let's Talk Mass Effect. Yes, today we're going to be talking about our favorite Mass Effect 1 moments. And I've decided to go through all three games on like separate videos, so there's just so many awesome, memorable moments for Mass Effect. And you know, the list I'm going to be doing today for Mass Effect 1 is just a tiny sample of how many great moments there were in the first game. And it's going to be like that for the other two. I just thought I'd give you an idea of how important these events happen in the game and how they made me feel so attached to the series and helped pave the foundation for becoming the best franchise I've ever known. Well, one of them, obviously. There's so many others. But we'll start off right off the bat. I want to list the first one. My first favorite Mass Effect 1 moment was the title. Yes, that intro, not even really an intro, that whole title where it's just the planet Earth with the moon and it's just playing the Mass Effect ambient theme, you know, and you just sit there in awe and wondering, how am I already attached to this game? And as the press start fades away, and it just turns into like this seamless moment that you're gonna be in for the ride of your life, an emotional roller coaster, humanity's last stand, be the hero. I felt like a lot of cliche things were gonna come together. That they were coming all together to complete the package of how I was feeling, like boldly go where no one has gone before. But it was a good thing. Like it made me feel really good about myself, and I was so excited to play it. And they do that for the other two games too, and they're all awesome in their own regard. I really do enjoy them. And what's great about that song in the beginning of Mass Effect 1, you hear that song in 2 and 3 and key pivotal moments. So that's like right off the bat, that was one of my favorite Mass Effect 1 moments. The next one is right after, actually, is creating your character. Who doesn't love an RPG that, you know, requires you to create a character? Now, some RPGs obviously have their default main character and you can't do anything about it, but the games there's certain twists to it, to customizing, like besides buying weapons and armor for yourself to change cosmetics and all that. But sometimes you can add on to your character by changing his hairstyle, adding a beard, tattoos. If you guys know Fable's like that very much. Actually, Fable is probably the best example I could give, because Fable has a default character for all three games, but yet they can change how they look with what they do and what they eat and what hair and just all this neat stuff. But with Mass Effect creating your character, it's so great how it starts. It's like some voice comes up, this female voice, and requires you to enter your identification, and then all of a sudden it just gets corrupted, or an error pops up, and you have to basically start from scratch. And you can make Commander Shepard. You can pick the default Shepard look, which is still awesome as it is. Like, I love the way default Shepard looked like male Shepard. Female Shepard didn't really get her own like unique look until Mass Effect 3, when people did a lot of voting for it, deciding who they want their female protagonist to look like, and they picked a redhead with green eyes. And I know I never got a chance to beat Mass Effect 3 as that character, but Mass Effect 1 does have a default female Shepard. It's just she doesn't stand out as much as how Commander Shepard looks, because Commander Shepard's got that really male archetype look, you know. He looks like he's ready to kick some ass. But of course, when we first play a sci-fi role-playing game of any kind, or role-playing game of any kind, we want to make our character as badass as possible. And picking your service history and your, let's just say, personal history. And you have 3 different options for both categories, which was really nice. You know, for where your personal history is basically defines your character profile, like were you born on Earth, and you're an orphan, and you decide to enlist as soon as you got old enough. Were you born on a ship, and your parents are in the military? And 3 is like, what is it? There's Earthborn, the ship one, and then Survivalist maybe. I can't remember exactly, but there was 3 different ones. And then it's the same thing with your service history. There's like hero, survivor, and there was another one. Sorry, I got it mixed up. But those were things we've never really seen before. Like they were basically presets, and that was I didn't mind that because it was something that BioWare did so well integrating into the game. Right as soon as you make a character, you just hear about basically what you just picked, which is kind of like in your face, like, yeah, look at this. We know what you've done. We know everything about you because I'm a game. But it's awesome to see that displayed so well in the second and third game, even with the third game's ending. Get over it. So, after making your character, you got some classes, which are awesome classes. You just create your different classes: adept, infiltrator, soldier. You guys get the idea. So it was a pretty great character customization. You spend hours doing it. So that was the second one of the favorite moments from Mass Effect 1. One of them, 2 of them. I'm losing count. The next moment, that was one of my favorite, was becoming a Spectre. Yes, the bastard Saren has finally been caught, stripped of his Spectre privileges, and the Council needs someone else to go after him without anything getting in his way, getting the job done. So, who's the best candidate? The first human Spectre, Commander Shepard. Oh yeah, showing that Asari Turian, and oh my god, Solarian. I almost forgot the names. Council members, who's what, and that humanity is ready to finally join the Council. Because everybody just doubts humanity, like, no matter what, everyone's just racist against humanity. But in all fairness, they're all racist toward each other in some shape or form. It's just natural biology, mechanics, But that moment, that theme song, when you became a Spectre, after nailing that bastard, Saren, getting to the truth, and finally getting to the main plot, the main show. It just felt so awesome becoming that first Spectre, and the crowd comes and checks you out and everything. It was awesome. You felt like a badass. You felt like you were ready to take that sucker down. So great. So great. The next moment is, you're going to like this one, romancing. For me, I put romancing Ashley, but I could have put romancing in general, your first romance. Like, let's just get down to it. Having sex with your romance interest, in the game near the end. That was a big thing. That was a big thing for gamers and obviously parents, the news. Yeah, that was all over the news. It was ridiculous. But it was the first time we saw like a bare ass, right, in a character model, like that seemed very realistic. That's how well they did it, and that's why people got upset about it, because it was so well done. It was just amazing after Shepard's dealing with some tough losses and some tough decisions and feeling the strain of being a leader. Your romance comes in and just swoops you away, and then you guys get it on, and that was something I'll never forget, because holy shit, it was intense. The music was intense. You hear the heartbeat coming on, and oh man. So that was another one. So the final, yes, I'm only listing 5. There's just so many in Mass Effect 1, but these are the ones that I remember so well. The most is the ending. The final one is the ending. Oh, spoilers. The ending was a sum of all things that you have done, accomplished, people you have killed, saved, decisions you made that you were proud of and weren't proud of, but you just had to make the hard choices, and you can never look back on them. You can only learn from them. And that was the ending. The final segment where you make it to the Citadel, finding out that the Reapers took the relay into the Citadel. And all shit is going down the drain. And you're there to stop Saren and Sovereign. One Reaper out of a gazillion. And then the final moments, you all the training pays off. You try to convince Saren. Kills himself if you do it right, I guess, to get that awesome Paragon or Renegade points. Oh, that could have been another one. Is the Paragon Renegade system. But anyway, and then you finally defeat Saren after he becomes completely indoctrinated by the Reaper Sovereign. This whole badass cutscene of this giant fleet of ships that you've tried to warn about, but to no avail. But they were there. They were kind of prepared. And then you do what you do best, and they do what they did best. They took it down. They took that fucker down. And then all of a sudden, as all hope was lost, as the debris of the Reaper hits the council room, you're presumed dead. But then, all of a sudden, from the ashes rises Commander Shepard, looking like a hardcore badass. And you feel phenomenal about it. It was the most amazing moment I've ever had in gaming history. I'm serious, it was perfect. And then you find out the threat's not over. And you pick a council member, Anderson or Udina. I picked Anderson. And then you give your spiel, and then you walk away. Music is playing, and then you see your Commander Shepard model portraying in front of this landscape behind him. And then the Normandy flies off over the earth to do what it needs to do. And then the credits roll. That was one of my favorite gaming moments in history, and probably my top favorite moment for Mass Effect 1. So thanks, guys. Let me know your Mass Effect 1 moments, your favorite, just a little bit. Or you can list them all, I don't care, that'd be great. Thank you. Bye, Pathfinders, Inquisitors.